Well, hi and welcome back to the second part of my set of videos on, for the average player, how to get through the Cayo Perico Heist. In the first video we talked about how to get the primary target, and in this second video we're talking about the prep missions. The first of which is we need to go get a signal jammer for our submarine because we want to use the sub as our approach vehicle. So we need to go to Meriwether. And so what we're going to do, and this is going to be a recurring theme through the prep missions, we are just going to use the fast travel to go to whatever the nearest place is to where we want to get to, and then we can fast travel there. All of the prices you saw there were $2,000. The first time you do the heist they are $10,000. As I mentioned in the last video, I still recommend using the fast travel. It will just make your life a lot easier. Once you get to your location and you surface again, then you can just use your Sparrow to go the rest of the way. If you don't have a Sparrow, then you could call in a dinghy to get back onto land, and then call in an oppressor or some other vehicle that you can use to then get to the ultimate target. Now, as always, I have little sense of direction in the sub, but this time I actually do go the right way to get to my Sparrow, so I can just jump in there, take off, and then we can head to Meriwether. So here we go, we're going to fly off. First thing you always want to do is put your sub back into storage again. And this is just because the mission will send you a bit all over the place. You'll be probably ending up in a location that's pretty different to where you start. So if you put your sub back into storage now, then at the point where you end, you can then request it back again. As you approach the sub that's submerged here that you need to search, you have a helicopter after you. There's two boats shooting at you. To be honest with you, do not worry about getting shot down here. Here I get shot down in pretty short order, and I'm not that fussed about it. And here's the reason why. You just jump out, they'll kill you, that's okay. You'll then spawn again, and you'll be on a little jet ski here. Just find your way as quickly as you can to some point of land. So in this case there's just some rocks over here. I can then jump off. I can arm a rocket launcher or a Widowmaker or something like that, and you can just go about taking out the helicopter. In this case, so much for homing missiles. That didn't work too well, so then I can just use the Widowmaker to take out the helicopter. Now I am playing this on Xbox One, so my aim isn't great because trying to aim using the controller is a little bit of a mess. But I was able to take out the helicopter just before I died there, and that's all okay. So now I'm back on the jet ski, and I just need to take out the two people that are on each of the two boats. There's just one guy left on this first boat now, and he's gone. So now I can switch my attention to the second boat. And he's just about dead. There he goes. So now he's gone. All you have to do is get just somewhere in the yellow circle and jump off the jet ski and go for a swim. Now I haven't equipped a rebreather or anything here. There's no point. It's such a short distance down to the sub that you can make it without any risk to your health at all. But when you do get in the sub, you will definitely be wanting to arm yourself with a powerful weapon like a shotgun or something like that. There are so many guys here waiting for you, and they're always just lurking around corners. So you need to be really careful as you edge through the sub here. So here I was thinking there was going to be one guy waiting for me just there, but I turned out to be wrong. That guy isn't there. But as you drop down the hatch here and you go to the next deck, then there is a guy waiting just around the corner here. So I try to just make a dash for the other corner and get into some kind of cover. Take the guy out. He still was able to get a couple of shots away. He took out quite a lot of my health. So just as normal, if your health does get low, make sure you hit the snacks, get your health back up again, get some armor put on, and then you'll be in good shape to keep on moving through. And just keep on repeating that. If you know, as you're going through the sub, if your health gets low, just repeat that over and over. But always just be ready for anyone just being either right in front of you as you go through a door, or just like 90 degrees to you. Now, sometimes this will make you go literally all the way through the submarine. In this particular game, I've gotten pretty lucky. As I just get down this next set of stairs, then the sonar jammer is just there on my right. So that was quite convenient. So I can just pick that guy up. And then I just need to make my way back out of the sub again. So it's just basically retracing your steps back through the sub again. But one thing I just noticed there as I was running through was that it offered me a rebreather. Always a useful thing to have. It's not strictly necessary for this bit because you're just going back up that short distance up to the surface again. But a set of rebreathers can't hurt really. And here what you can see is it's actually given me 20, so that's pretty nice. So all you want to do here is keep an eye out for one of the attack boats that you took out earlier, and just aim for that. And then you can just jump into one of these, give the guys that you killed earlier a quick burial at sea, and then you can be on your merry way. There will be some helicopters following you, but that's okay. You can outrun them in the boat. Seems a bit unrealistic, but hey, you can do it. As you're going along, request your sub again. For this particular mission, we haven't actually gotten that great a distance, so I think you probably could have got away with not putting your sub back into storage. But to be honest, just for all of these prep missions, it's a good idea to get them to just get in the habit of always putting it into storage and then requesting it back again at the end. It comes back almost instantly, so it's not like you lose a lot of time for it. But there you go. The first prep mission is now complete, and we've got the sonar jammer. Now we need to make our way onto the equipment missions, and these will vary depending on what your primary target is. But the first that we have to do here is we have to go in search of demolition charges. Same as always, just fast travel to as close as you can get, and then just use the Sparrow to make your way to the rest of the way to your target. In this case, we're looking out for the O'Neill brothers, and they have got our demolition charges. So with the Sparrow, you can then just sort of take them out with rockets as best you can. What I found with this particular one is with a couple of them, they were kind of hiding behind things, and the rockets were just kind of impacting on what they were hiding behind, and so they weren't dying. So ultimately, what you'll see I do here is I just land the helicopter and just take out the last couple of guys in there, because it just gets a bit frustrating always trying to use the rockets and then just not being as effective as you need them to be. So here, since there's only a couple of them left, I'll just take the chopper in, just land it down, jump out, armor shotgun, and just take him out. And the problem is, these guys don't have them. So now you've got to jump back in the Sparrow and head to their house. Pavel gives you the coordinates. As you get in there, there's going to be two guys waiting straight for you. So you'll probably die a couple of times going around here. What you really want to do is just systematically get around the house, and you're trying to find out where the basement is. But just keep an eye on the mini map. That will show you where the brothers are and where they will be jumping out on you. So you can be prepared. It's not the easiest thing making your way around here, but the thing is, the people that you kill, they won't come back again. So if you get killed, that's okay. This is the room you're looking for, with the basement at the back. It is locked, and once you find that, then you need to go and kill some more of the brothers until one of them will drop the key card, or the key card will just show up on a map. And in this case, I have both happen at once. So I kill this guy and the key card appears. So then it's just a question of getting back to the basement again. And then you can use the key card to unlock that sort of grated entrance. So here we are. We can use the key card. And what will happen here is, as the grate goes up, you make your way around the corner. There will be a guy waiting for you coming up the stairs, and so you can just take him out. And then there'll be one other guy down at the bottom. He is armed with like a hammer or something, so you do want to get him as soon as you can. Here I messed up the second shot. He was able to get a shot in, but that's okay. I was able to finish him off. Once you've got those two out of the way, then the demolition charges are just right there in the basement, marked with a green arrow. So you can just pick them up, and now all you need to do is get the heck out of there. So just like always, you now just want to request the sub so that it will surface at the point that's closest to you. And then it's just a question of making your way back to the Sparrow and then getting out of there, really. There will still be quite a lot of the bad guys around, but hopefully you will have got enough of them that it's a fairly easy sort of straight run back to the Sparrow, and then back to the submarine. In this case, the Sparrow has taken a little bit of damage, but I think we can just about make it. So we get back in the sub, and then that is the first of our equipment prep missions completed. So then it is just straight back to the heist board. And once we're here, then we can take on the second of our equipment missions, which is for the plasma cutter. So same as always, just fast travel to as close as you can get to, and then use the Sparrow to go the rest of the way. As you get into the safe house here, for this particular mission for the plasma cutter, there isn't actually anyone waiting for you. The place is empty. So all you need to do is just go searching around. And what you'll find in here is that there is there's a planning board that's just here in front of me right now. So what you can do is just pull out your camera phone and take a picture of that, and then just send that to Pavel. And once you got that out the way, then he will acknowledge receipt of it, and he'll tell you where to go next. So just need to get out of the safe house. And then be on your way to the next location that Pavel will tell you. Now, some of these equipment missions do vary. It depends on what your primary target is as to what the equipment missions will be. They all follow the same kind of theme though. With all of them, you just fast travel to the nearest position, then use a Sparrow to get to the final target. There will very commonly be a second travel that you have to do. So after your first location, you'll then need to make your way to a secondary location before you can actually get what you need to complete the mission. Sometimes you can get a bit lucky and it's not like that, but most of the times that's just kind of the way it goes. In this case, I ended up dying on the way back to the helicopter after I picked up the plasma cutter, and that's always never really a problem. You'll just spawn back in the same location. You can just clear out the other bad guys who are in your way, go back and pick up the good schem based on just where you died last time. And here I'm running a little bit low on energy, so I'm going to be a little bit careful here. Take out these last couple of guys. Now this guy was quite smart. He ended up being sort of just behind a lamppost, so it was actually quite tricky to get a kill shot in, which was a bit unfortunate. And my health wasn't great, so I didn't want to risk it too much. But there you go, finally got him. And then it is just back to the Sparrow, request the sub, and as soon as it appears, then just head straight back for it. And that is it, job done. So here the Sparrow was in pretty bad condition by the time I got it back, so the engine conked out before I could actually get it back to the moon pool. So I just dropped it on the top there, and just got to make my own way to the entryway. There you go. The plasma cutters are now back in your own hands. You're back in the sub. That equipment prep mission is done, and now we can make our way onto the third equipment prep mission. So straight back to the heist board. And let's see what this is. So the third one is picking up a fingerprint cloner, and you'll need this for the office in the finale, where you need to clone Rubio's fingerprint. So this leads you off to a warehouse. If you're smart here and you're a better shot than I am, then you can shoot out the cameras, and especially if you use a suppressor, then no one will know you're coming. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter if you just break straight in there, as you'll see. I mean, I've not destroyed the cameras, and as much as I try, and I'll just storm in there anyway. So just be ready just to take a shot as soon as you get in. And there you go, there's two guys waiting for you. You just want to duck behind that crate to your left. And there's one more guy who'll poke out there. And then you just want to aim up on him. Take him out. Once he's done, then it's just straight off to the laptop. Then you just hack the laptop. It's just a normal hacking procedure, nothing major. So you get through all of that. That will then tell you where the fingerprint cloner is located. Back in the Sparrow, head straight over there. This time I do take out the cameras successfully. Before heading in, but as always, arm yourself with some armor, make sure you've got all your health up, get yourself a shotgun. Be ready for these guys. Now, do not get distracted in there. The fail-safe except with this one, there's nobody. This one's super easy. All you got to do, there's a little thumb drive located on one of the desks, and I normally just start at the back. It tends to be around the back. It will appear just on any of these random desks. So sometimes it can be a little bit of a hunt trying to find that, but it's very rarely much of a problem. And then it's all the normal stuff. Get back to the Sparrow, request the sub to surface, and head back there. This time the Sparrow was actually in slightly better shape than for the last mission, so I was able to get it back in the moon pool. Now, unfortunately, we're still not done with all of these prep missions, even once you're done with all of the equipment there. We then need to think about what weapons we're going to use. And personally, I like the second option on here, the conspirator weapons. I did try the aggressor weapons, and they're okay. They're very powerful, but I just found the conspirator weapons a bit easier to handle. But it's just personal taste. Now with this one, you get to Meriwether and you have to follow the helicopter. Do not shoot it down. It's really, really important. You've got to actually allow it to get all the way to where you want to get to, and you need to allow it to land. So what I've seen some people do in other videos is once it gets up to the target area, they don't let it land and they destroy it, and that is it, mission over. You've got to start it again. Here I have let it land, so then you just start the similar sort of process. Actually, is just take out everyone that you can with the rockets. For anyone that's kind of left over at the end, then you can just take them out with whatever your weapon of choice is. In this particular case, what we're trying to do is we're trying to infiltrate that well, what would be normally an Osprey, but they call it an Avenger in this game. And just want to take out the remainder of these guards, but just like earlier with the O'Neill brothers, some of these guys can be a bit tricky to take out. Now the nice thing is that Avenger, you cannot destroy it with your rockets. It doesn't matter how many times you hit it, it will just always stay there, so you haven't got too much to worry about. So here I'm done with playing around with the rockets. I will just arm up some kind of heavy weapon. In this case I've used the Widowmaker, just to take out the rest of the bad guys that are around the Avenger. And once you've taken all of these guys out, then you can hop on board. So the approach for this, it takes an awfully long time to follow that helicopter up here, and I just hate it when Rockstar do that and they really slow down the game. Do make sure you arm up before you get in the Avenger. There are guys waiting for you in here. So there are two guys waiting in here that you want to take out. And once you have, then you can go in search for the weapons, and they're not too hard to find. Just over here on the right hand side.
You have the weapons, yes?
Now once you do pick them up, then the Avenger does take off. And so what you need to do is you actually need to jump out of the plane and parachute out. So you just go straight back to the door that you used to enter the plane, and then you can just jump straight out. You do have some more bad guys waiting for you down on the ground, so you need to be a little bit careful as you get around here. But obviously now you've got the weapons and you've cleared that part of the mission. If you do get killed here, then it's not a huge deal. You'll just respawn at this point again. You'll just need to get back to your Sparrow and then get back to the sub. And just like before, as soon as you get back to the sub, that mission is complete. So now we're in a position where all of the mandatory missions are done. You could go straight ahead to the finale here, but I suggest you don't. There are these disruption missions here where you can take out weapons deliveries, armor deliveries, and air support for the island. And here, I would suggest you take out the weapons and the air support. With the weapons, what it means is when you're there in the finale and you're trying to get around the main compound, and also when you're trying to leave it, then there will be some guys who have got miniguns there, and they will just wipe you out. So the more of these weapons deliveries that you can take out, the better. It's the same principle as always, just fast travel, and then just head off in the Sparrow to the locations. It's very much like playing a game of Headhunter in a lot of ways. You've got 3 arms dealers on the map that you want to take out. With this particular game, I made a bit of a mess of the second one, and kind of lost track of where the actual arms dealer was, and headed in the wrong direction. Eventually found him here, got to the and I was able to kill him. So I took out 2 out of 3 of the arms dealers, but I couldn't get to the third one. But that's okay. It's true of all of these disrupt missions. It's very, very, very difficult to take out all of the targets. The important thing is you take out some of them, and it will just make your life in the finale a whole lot easier. With the armor disrupt mission, to be honest with you, I wouldn't worry too much about that one. But if you take out the weapons, then you will have much less trouble with miniguns. And if you also take out the air support, then the moment that you kind of inevitably trigger someone seeing you as you're approaching the main compound, then you would normally have a helicopter sent out for you. Here there are 10 buzzards that it tries to get you to go off and destroy. I don't know if there's a minimum, but I have in some of these I've destroyed as low as 3, and I've still then encountered no air support when I actually do the heist finale. So for this, just take out as many as you can, but don't worry at all if you don't get through them all. In fact, if you don't even get very many at all, just don't worry about it. Through this, I was able to get 4, and then I just ran out of time. But it really is not a problem. The moment you actually do the finale, what you'll see is there will just be no air support when you get discovered, and that is just really cool. So then it's just straight back to the sub, and now everything is ready to kick off the finale, and I will take you through that in the 3rd video of the series, and we can get going. But thank you very much, and smash the like button if you thought that this was useful, and I will see you next time.